What if I told you that the tool you use, to track your money
Right.
is actually the exact thing causing your cash flow to bleed out?
It sounds totally backwards, right? But it is a brutal reality in the trades.
Yeah, you really is.
Choosing the wrong accounting software isn't just like some minor administrative headache for your office manager. I mean, it is a literal existential threat to the survival of your business.
And that brings us to today. Today is Monday, June 1st, 2026, and welcome to today's Deep Dive.
Glad to be here diving into this one.
Yeah, we are tearing into a newly updated, incredibly comprehensive 2026 guide from the ServiceAgent blog. It's titled 7 Best Electrical Accounting Software.
It's a really thorough piece.
It is.
Yeah.
And our mission for you today is simple. We want to save you from the absolute nightmare of manual reconciliation, missed job costs, and, well, those terrifying cash flow blind spots where you suddenly realize you've been working for free.
Which is the worst feeling in the world. Oh, absolutely. Because picking the wrong financial tool, it isn't just annoying, it costs serious time and money. Okay, let's unpack this. Where do we even begin when the financial software landscape is, this overwhelmingly crowded?
Well, we have to start by defining the territory, I think, because there's this fundamental friction point that traps a lot of contractors before they even begin.
Right.
You basically have two totally different systems running a trade business. You have your FSM.
Field service management software.
Exactly. And then you have your accounting software.
Yeah.
Your FSM tracks the physical reality. It schedules the vans, dispatches the crews, generates the work orders.
All the actual physical action.
Right. But the accounting software tracks the actual money. It's the ledger, the payroll, the tax liabilities.
So the FSM is the action, and the accounting software is the math.
Precisely. And almost every electrical business needs both. But bridging that gap between them, that is where the nightmare happens.
Think of your FSM as the water main coming into the house, and your accounting software as the drain. If those pipes don't align perfectly in the middle, you don't just get a slow drip.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you get raw financial data flooding your basement. Suddenly, invoices aren't matching bank deposits, and, you're paying taxes on revenue you never actually collected just because a dispatcher hit the wrong button.
That is a terrifying mental image, honestly.
Yeah.
But, it makes total sense. And that plumbing misalignment leads us straight to the elephant in the room.
For sure.
The tool that most electricians already use, but constantly complain about. We need to talk about QuickBooks Online, or QBO.
The undisputed 800-pound gorilla of the accounting world.
Undisputed, sure. But I look at the data on this, and QBO has built this massive, integration mode.
Yeah, it really has.
Natively, it connects to over 750 different apps. Every CRM, every field service tool out there, ServiceTitan, Jobber, HouseCall Pro, they all just natively speak QuickBooks.
They have to, yeah.
And they're pumping heavily into AI, too. They have Intuit Assist AI, which can automatically draft invoices and categorize expenses. And for trade contractors, their February 2026 Construction Edition even added AIA-style invoicing natively.
Let me jump in there on AIA invoicing real quick, because that is a massive mechanical addition.
Yeah, explain that one.
So AIA stands for the American Institute of Architects, but in practice, it's this highly regulated, mathematically complex standard for commercial progress billing.
Right.
If you're doing a massive commercial build, you don't just send a bill that says, electrical work, $100,000. You have to bill against very specific, standardized percentages of completion. So QBO adding that natively is a huge deal for commercial electricians.
Okay, I see why that's powerful, but hold on, I have to push back here.
Go for it.
If QBO is so technically incredible, why does every contractor I know feel like they're being held hostage by it? That pricing, frankly, feels like a massive bait and switch.
You're talking about the tier upgrades.
Yes. They heavily advertise this simple start plan at $35 a month. But if you want the stuff that actually matters to a contractor, like specifically job costing and 1099 tracking for subcontractors, you have to upgrade to the Plus plan.
Right.
And that jumps all the way to $115 a month. It's like buying a work truck but having to pay extra for the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Why on earth is basic job costing locked behind a premium paywall?
Well, what's fascinating here is the underlying logic of how cloud software companies operate. Job costing isn't just a simple line item.
What do you mean?
To accurately job cost, the software has to pull data from your payroll, your materials inventory, your overhead formulas, and your time tracking system all simultaneously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it constantly recalculates profitability on a per-project basis. Mechanically, that requires significantly more database computing power than just, tracking a simple list of expenses.
Makes sense.
So software companies know it's a high-value, computationally heavy feature, and they basically use it as a lever to force established businesses into those premium tiers.
But the users notice. I mean, you look at user forums, Capterra reviews, Reddit threads. Contractors flag the frequent price hikes constantly.
Oh, all the time.
And they describe QBO customer support as nearly impossible to reach if you have a billing dispute. And yet, somehow, QBO maintains a solid 4.0 out of 5 rating on G2.
Yep.
How do they maintain that dominance with high prices and terrible support?
Because of the accountants. Period. QBO leverages universal CPA familiarity.
Oh, right.
Every single certified bookkeeper and tax professional in the country already knows the QBO interface. When tax season rolls around, you do not have to pay your accountant by the hour to learn the quirks of some obscure software you found on the internet.
They just know it.
Exactly. Your CPA just logs in, pulls the reports, and files your taxes.
Right.
That familiarity makes it the safest long-term pick, despite all the frustration.
Which is the devil you know.
Exactly. If you have 2 or more employees and an active relationship with an accountant, the billable hours you save during tax season almost always offset that $115 monthly subscription fee.
Okay, that logic holds up for like the baseline multi-crew shop. But what happens when you start really scaling?
The scaling problem, yeah.
What if you have multiple vans and that per-user pricing model of QuickBooks starts bleeding you dry? Because in a growing company, you need your office manager, your bookkeeper, and maybe 2 field supervisors all logging into the ledger. Paying for individual seats gets wildly expensive.
That is the classic scaling friction point. When a business hits that wall, they usually start looking at zero.
Zero. Now, this one sits at a very different price point.
Very different.
It starts at just $25 a month, and it pulls a highly impressive 4.4 out of 5 rating on G2. But the absolute biggest selling point, unlimited users on every single plan. You do not pay per seat.
Let's talk about the physical mechanics of why that actually matters. In a shop where software seats are rationed just to save money, you end up with bottlenecks.
Right.
A field supervisor needs to see if a client paid a deposit before they start a massive rewire, but they don't have a login, so they call the dispatcher.
And the dispatcher's already busy.
Right, so the dispatcher shouts across the room to the office manager to check the ledger. You're wasting human capital on something the software should just handle. When you have unlimited users, everyone has customized permission-based access to exactly the data they need instantly.
That sounds fantastic, but wait. Let's talk about the massive blind spot with Zero.
The support issue.
Yes, there is absolutely no inbound phone support. None. If my bank feed breaks on a busy Friday afternoon or an invoice gets duplicated, I just have to submit a support ticket and wait.
Yep.
Is an unlimited user count really worth it if I can't pick up the phone and demand help when my financial system breaks?
It is a deliberate, calculated risk you have to take as a business owner.
Yeah.
For contractors who demand white glove service and want to call and yell at someone when the system goes down, Zero will absolutely drive you crazy.
I can imagine.
But Zero counters that lack of phone support with a genuinely intuitive, approachable interface. G2 data shows a 92% rating for ease of use. It is aggressively built for non-accountants.
And the bank reconciliation is supposed to be really fast.
Incredibly fast. But there is a catch regarding those unlimited users.
I knew there was a catch.
While the users are unlimited on that $25 base plan, crucial features for electricians, specifically project tracking, which, as we discussed, is essential for job-level profitability, those are locked behind their established plan.
Oh boy. And how much is that?
That jumps to $90 a month. So a lot of contractors start cheap with Zero, invite their whole team, and are then rudely surprised when they have to quadruple their monthly bill just to see if a specific rewiring job actually made a profit.
Okay, so Zero is sort of the clean, modern cloud option for growing teams. But what if you aren't just a handful of vans?
You mean heavy-duty operations?
Yeah, what if you're a truly established business? Maybe you have 5 or 10 plus employees. You're managing a massive physical inventory of electrical parts, and you deal with rigorous compliance.
Once you reach that level of operational density, you start pushing the limits of lightweight cloud tools. For those heavy-duty businesses, you have to look at Sage 50 Cloud.
Sage 50 Cloud.
Yes. This is desktop-grade accounting depth, but paired with cloud connectivity, and it starts at $63 a month per user.
$63 per user. So if you have 4 office staff, you're paying over $250 a month just for the software to exist.
Right.
Why would anyone pay that when Xero offers unlimited users?
Because of inventory and audit trails. Sage's interface is, well, it's definitely less modern. It feels a bit dated. But let's say you need to track exactly how many spools of 12-gauge copper wire you have spread across 3 different physical warehouses and 5 different service vans.
That sounds like a headache.
It is. And a lightweight cloud tool will just crumble under that complexity. Sage handles it natively. Furthermore, it has built-in compliance controls and rigorous audit trails that accountants absolutely demand for larger corporations.
Stop right there. Break down an audit trail for me in real terms. Like, why should an electrician care about an audit trail?
Let's look at a visceral example. Let's say it's Tuesday, and someone in your office accidentally deletes a $10,000 commercial invoice from the system.
Oh, panic.
Total panic. In a lightweight cloud tool, that invoice might just vanish into thin air, and you have no idea where the money went or who screwed up.
Right.
An audit trail means the software leaves an indelible, permanent digital footprint of every single keystroke. It logs exactly who deleted it, what time they did it, and what the original data was. You can reverse the mistake instantly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when you are moving millions of dollars a year, you happily pay $63 a user for that level of security.
That makes total sense. So Sage is like the heavy-duty industrial generator.
Yeah.
It's not pretty, but it handles workflows that a lightweight tool simply can't.
Perfect analogy.
We've been talking a lot about massive operations, though. Warehouses, audit trails, multi-crew dispatching. Let's strip it all back for a minute.
Sure.
When you are just starting out, complexity is your enemy. You don't need inventory management. You just need cash in your bank account today.
Exactly.
How does a solo, one-man electrical shop avoid getting crushed by software bloat?
For the solo operator, speed and cash flow are the only metrics that actually matter. You need to be able to invoice the client while you are still sitting in your truck in their driveway.
Which brings us to FreshBooks.
Ah, FreshBooks.
Starting at just $19 a month, with a stellar 4.5 out of 5 rating on G2. This is widely considered the absolute easiest tool in the category for fast, clean invoicing.
It really is.
And the mechanics of their mobile app are just phenomenal. You can snap a photo of a materials receipt right from the job site, log your hours, generate a polished invoice, and hit send before you even put your truck in drive.
Plus, it has automated payment reminders built right in to chase down late clients for you. It is entirely focused on the front-end invoicing workflow, intentionally stripping away all the intimidating back-end accounting jargon.
Which is great.
If you don't have a financial background, it's brilliant.
But I'm looking at the data here.
Yeah.
And there is a massive restriction.
Yeah, the client cap.
The base light plan, that $19 one, caps you at exactly 5 billable clients. 5.
Yeah. Yep.
For an electrician doing daily service calls, you'll hit that ceiling in your first week.
If we connect this to the bigger picture of how SaaS software as a service companies operate, FreshBooks has made a highly deliberate trade-off. They sacrifice deep, complex reporting in favor of absolute simplicity.
So they force you to upgrade pretty much instantly.
Yeah, you have to upgrade to their $33 a month plus plan to get up to 50 clients, or their $60 plan for unlimited clients. But here's the thing, even when you upgrade, the reporting remains relatively shallow.
So it doesn't get deeper as you pay more.
Not really. If your business model ever evolves to require multi-crew job costing, you will outgrow FreshBooks almost immediately.
Yeah.
It is an incredible tool for exactly one phase of a business's life cycle.
So FreshBooks is fast and mobile, but it costs you as you grow. Now, on the completely opposite end of the spectrum for a solo operator, there is Wave Accounting. And Wave is genuinely fascinating because they offer free core accounting, free invoicing, and free bank reconciliation. Forever. No monthly subscription for the basics.
For a solo electrician who, just got their license and bought their first van free forever is an incredibly compelling value proposition.
Totally.
You still get recurring invoicing, you get those automatic payment reminders, and they have millions of small business users globally for a reason.
But come on, I know how tech companies work. There is no such thing as a free lunch. How does a software company afford to give away a general ledger for free?
By heavily monetizing the back end and ruthlessly cutting overhead, Wave operates on a freemium model. First, they charge premium processing fees if you use their platform to accept credit cards. Second, they have been quietly moving advanced features like receipt scanning behind monthly paywalls. But most importantly, they afford free by essentially offering zero customer support.
Wait, zero?
Zero. They even shut down their community help forums recently.
Oh, wow. That is the ultimate DIY project of accounting software. It sounds great until you hit a snag.
Yep.
Like if your bank feed stops syncing and your numbers don't match, you cannot call anyone. You are completely on your own digging through online help articles at midnight trying to fix a broken API connection.
It is pure self-service. And for a solo operator who is highly tech-savvy and doesn't need hand-holding, it's a great way to save a few $100 a year. But the moment you need payroll, or the moment you need real support, Wave's free tier becomes a massive liability.
So size matters, clearly solo versus team. But it's not just size. How you actually work dictates your software needs just as much.
Oh, absolutely.
An electrical contractor doing a months-long commercial project needs vastly different tools than a residential electrician running emergency dispatch calls all day.
That is the defining dividing line in the trades. Are you a project-based company or are you a service and dispatch-based company?
Let's look at the project-based folks first. Enter Notify. This starts at $99 a month, and it is not generic small business software. It is heavily engineered specifically for trade contractors doing complex, multi-phase project work.
Notify addresses a massive specific pain point. When you do a 6-month commercial project, you don't just send one invoice at the end of the year.
Right.
You have to manage a schedule of values. You have to execute progress billing, which means mechanically invoicing for the exact percentage of work completed that specific month.
Which requires proof. Right.
Exactly. You need meticulous documentation to prove to the general contractor that you actually did the work. You need time and materials, or T&M, invoicing, where every literal screw, wire nut, and minute of labor is tracked and billed with a specific markup.
That's a lot to track.
It is. But Notify handles all of that heavy lifting inside one system, and then it syncs that clean data seamlessly back to QuickBooks, keeping your CPA happy.
Reviewers on G2 give it a 4.5 out of 5. And they consistently say that before Notify, they had no accurate way to measure productivity on a job site. They were just guessing if a job was profitable. Notify actually gives them hard benchmarks.
Exactly. But because it handles all those incredibly complex mechanical workflows, it has a steep learning curve.
I bet.
The software onboarding takes serious time and commitment. Reviewers also mention that their submittal process, how you submit documents for approval, can be a bit clunky.
Okay.
Most importantly, if you are a dispatch-first company doing high-volume, quick turnaround service calls, Notify is complete overkill. You'd be paying $99 a month for a massive amount of complexity you simply will never use.
Makes total sense. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. We reached the final tool on the source list, ServiceAgent.
Yes, ServiceAgent.
But wait, I'm reading through this, and ServiceAgent isn't even an accounting ledger. It doesn't do tax prep. It doesn't run payroll. So why on earth is it included on a definitive list of the top 7 accounting software platforms?
Well, this raises an important question about how modern trade businesses are actually evolving right now. We have to clarify the vital difference between a back-office ledger and a front-office billing engine.
Okay, break that down for me.
Your ledger tools like QuickBooks or Xero, that is your back office. That's the historical record for the IRS and your CPA. But ServiceAgent is an AI operations layer designed entirely for the front office.
An AI operations layer. Walk me through the mechanics of that. How does that actually impact the money?
Picture this scenario. It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. A homeowner's electrical panel starts sparking. They are panicking, calling every single electrician on Google, just looking for an emergency dispatch.
Right.
You are asleep. Historically, you lose that job and you lose that revenue. But ServiceAgent uses an industry-tuned AI voice agent called Electrical GPT.
Electrical GPT. Got it.
It answers that inbound call 24/7 sounding exactly like a human. It functionally qualifies the lead, checks your availability, books the job directly onto your calendar, and generates the payment link.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it handles the entire messy, unpredictable, customer-facing billing interaction while you are literally asleep.
The stats on this are wild. Early users of ServiceAgent reported a 100% call answer rate. Owner-operators are claiming it saves them over 10 hours a week in administrative phone time.
And the AI actually books the job and collects the money via Stripe Connect seamlessly.
That is crazy.
And crucially, it bolts directly onto your existing tech stack. It connects to QuickBooks, it connects to Jobber, it connects to ServiceTitan. So the AI handles the volatile front office communication and billing, and then pushes perfectly clean formatted data directly into your back office ledger.
Oh, so it's a hybrid approach. It solves that FSM to accounting friction we talked about at the very beginning.
Exactly. And the pricing model is a total paradigm shift.
Right, because the platform itself is free. You get the CRM, the scheduling tools, the website booking widget, all for $0 a month.
Yeah.
You only pay a usage fee when the AI actually successfully handles a call or processes a payment transaction.
It entirely removes the not another monthly subscription objection that contractors always have.
For sure.
It is worth noting they are a newer player. They launched in April 2025, backed by a parent company that raised $74 million, so they don't have 10 years of G2 reviews to fall back on yet.
Right, they're the new kid on the block.
But for an electrician with high call volume who is actively losing revenue after hours, layering AI on top of a traditional ledger is a profound operational shift.
It's basically hiring a 247 receptionist, dispatcher, and billing manager who never sleeps, never takes a sick day, and only gets paid when they actually do the work. That is incredible.
It really is.
Okay, we have covered a massive amount of ground today. We've looked at 7 totally different approaches to managing the financial plumbing of an electrical business. So what does this all mean for you?
Great question.
The definitive takeaway here is simple. Do not just buy the default software because it's what everyone else does. And don't buy based on price alone. You have to match the tool to the friction of your exact workflow.
Spot on.
If you want a free start and you do not need anyone to hold your hand, look at Wave. If you are doing complex, multi-phase commercial project work, Notify is your tool. If your team is growing and per-seat fees are bleeding you dry, look at Xero for their unlimited users.
Yep.
And if you are losing money on missed 9 p.m. service calls, layer an AI tool like ServiceAgent right on top of your existing stack to capture that lost revenue.
It really is about aligning the physical reality of your day-to-day operations with the digital reality of your ledger. But, looking at these advancements, especially with the AI capabilities of ServiceAgent acting as a front office billing engine, it leaves me with a very compelling question about the future.
What's that?
Well, if AI tools are rapidly becoming fully capable of answering the calls, dispatching the crews, generating the invoices, and categorizing the ledger autonomously, what happens to the traditional role of the human CPA? I mean, in 5 years, when the software can perfectly reconcile every transaction and automatically apply the tax codes without human error, are you still going to be paying an accountant hundreds of dollars an hour to review your books?
Wow.
Or are you simply going to pay a tech company to lease their financial algorithm, making the human accountant entirely obsolete for the small business owner?
That is a wild thought to end on. Leasing an algorithm instead of hiring a CPA. The ultimate invisible ledger. The pipes just run themselves, and all you have to do is focus on keeping the lights on.
I love that.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep the lights on and keep your ledgers balanced.